All right, so you cut out, but you said that you were dibble dabbling in Texas. You got some leads out there. So what? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I just got some leads out in Texas, in Houston actually. And I got some appointments set for this week to go view some properties over here in Atlanta. So guess we got a little bit of motion going on, but no new contracts yet.
Yeah, it
This
sounds
this deal I got right now, that I've been working on, that one's closing next Monday.
smooth,
So
smooth. So it'll be a good day for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically
What list did you pull to get those leads in Houston?
absentee owner. Straight absentee owners, man. I'm not pulling no other list, just straight absentee owners, man. I gotta lock in on that.
Good, good. No,
I
I
mean,
like
that's where I'm getting the most action, right? So, I mean, I
that.
tried other lists and, I just feel like you get the most action in absentee owner
Yeah,
simply because people are more willing to sell a property that they don't live in, you know what I mean?
exactly, exactly, exactly. And those people are kind of motivated.
Yeah.
They're,
Even with the foreclosures, because I know the deal that you sent me, you're dealing with a dude who want to sell the house, but he don't even want to leave. Like people who live in their house, bro, they don't want to leave, bro. Like,
yeah. He's the first one I ran into like that though that wants to like lease the property back. Cause what it
yeah.
is with him is him and his boy basically dumped all their funds into creating a barbecue sauce. And they're like, yeah, this barbecue sauce is gonna take off in the next 2 years. So I have plenty of money to buy the house back. So they're betting on their barbecue sauce doing well. But again, these are two 60-year-old men. Starting something like that, you have to be on social media. You have to be involved with the media. That's how you sell anything nowadays.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what they plan on doing, but I'm calling him tomorrow because he has another guy who might be willing to lease it back. But I don't know, what process they're in or how that's going. He also has somebody who is willing to, put up the money to allow him to reinstate. So he has that option as well. But I don't think he wants to because then he'd have to pay it back. And then I
Yeah.
asked him like, well, once they reinstate it, where's that money coming from to pay the mortgage each month? And he gave me an iffy answer about that. So I'm not sure, man. But I'm gonna call him on Monday. We'll see what he's talking about. We'll see where he's at in the process. But like you said, it's a great deal. As long as if Brad
Yeah,
didn't want
bro.
to live in there, that shit will move
I ain't
quick.
gonna lie. That was a great deal, bro. When you sent that over, I was like, bro, this shit could go out the park. But the only problem is that he want to do a lease back and then he wants to buy it back. I can probably work around the lease back. I
Yeah,
don't know about you. I can probably work around the lease back, but the buyback, nah.
yeah.
Nobody that I know that's gonna buy this property is gonna sell it back in 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's not formulated and it's on to the next. Like I said, I'm gonna keep up with him. But other than that, man, call it a day. I got another lead in Nashville. He's in foreclosure, and me and him have been talking for like a week. I'm helping him walk through that loan modification process, so
Hmm.
he can because he really wants to stay in the house. He's a young black dude like us. He really wants to stay in the house. It's a real nice house, like a 5-bed, 3-bath house. It's beautiful, but he like it's such a funky situation because he had like to get flood insurance at some point because they changed the zoning. So now he's in a flood zone. So they tried to do a loan modification for him at that point, but they weren't good at communicating, and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna fill out the paperwork." So I don't know exactly how they'll go with this loan modification. I'm gonna talk to him again tomorrow morning and see what he's he's doing. But that's a good one. Me and him built real good rapport. So if he gets the nod, then I think I'll be able to get his house. But that's just the if, but when, you know what I'm saying? Nothing,
So,
nothing that's
so I got a question though, Johnny. So when you're helping somebody who says, I actually want to stay in my house, but you know what I mean? Because when some of your videos you put out, you say that some of these sellers say, I actually want to stay in my house, and you say you can help them. How do you make a profit of spending all that time helping them and allowing them to stay in the house? Or is the ultimate goal to, show them that the real only option there is to sell?
The ultimate goal is that they get denied and that, like they say, help them. They're like, yeah, I'll sell my house to you. That's my ultimate goal, bro. That's my ultimate goal. I go into it like you're probably gonna get denied. But if you don't get denied, then I feel good because I helped you keep your house. We got
Yeah,
your foreclosure, so we're good. But the ultimate goal is I help you, you get denied, you're running out of time, you sell your house to me. Simple.
yeah,
That's the goal.
that's smart right there.
Yeah,
You're
but
just walking them off the ledge.
like I said though, like if I can help them stay in their house, then that's a win-win. But like the ultimate goal is for them to, get denied and sell me their house. So if I walk somebody through, like if me and this dude Javon go all the way through and he gets accepted, then I spent maybe an hour of my time on the phone to help this guy stay in his house with his kids and his family. I mean, you're welcome.
So it's only about, okay, because to me, I'm thinking this is a process where you're still on the phone with the banks, you're on the phone with him, you're on the phone with mortgage companies, and lining this up for weeks or even a whole, 30 days at a time. And then what if he gets approved? And so how do you make a profit off of the time that you spent helping this guy?
If it gets approved, then I make
Then it was charity.
I make zero. Yeah, hell yeah. It was straight charity, bro.
All right.
But like I said, I'm not spending all the time. Like I think the longest I spent on the phone was like 30 minutes because 15 minutes of it was on hold with the mortgage company. And then the other 15 minutes was talking to them. I got a third party authorization form submitted with the mortgage company. So now I'm on his mortgage, so I can call in without him. So like I said, 30 minutes, and then we've had, I think the initial conversation was like 10 minutes, and then we've had 5-minute conversations a few times. But I mean, it hasn't been one of those things where I'm putting all this time in. So it's like, man, if this doesn't go through, I'm gonna be pissed. It's one of those things like, look, I'll help you out. And like I said, he's a young black dude like me, and he has a trucking business, but it's just him and one truck. That's it. And he has no idea how to scale it, no idea how to do anything. So the way I can profit off this is say he gets approved and he keeps the house. Well, he lives in Nashville, so me and him are gonna meet and talk about his business for free the first time. Free consultation. You get 1 hour of my time, I'll answer all your questions and kind of direct you because I know how to scale a business now. I've done a lot of research and I've watched a lot of videos, and especially with trucking, when it's just one truck, trucking's easy. Trucking is really easy. So I'm gonna give him that 1 hour consultation, and then I'll charge from there. What I'll charge, I don't know. I've never done it before. So I'll figure it out on the way. But yeah, bro, it's literally just it's charity with hopes that it forms into something.
All right.
Carlos.
Hey, what's going on with you boys, man? How you guys doing? Good morning.
Carlos, what's up, my man?
Morning.
Carlos, tell me something good, man. Really, can you turn your camera on so I'm not looking at this gray Carlos?
Yeah, I got you, brother. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, man. But yeah, tell me something good, Carlos.
What's going on, man? Not much, bro. Shit, I just got into this business probably like 2.5 months ago, bro. So I'm out here, man. I'm just trying to make it in this real estate shit, bro. And just been grinding so far, bro. I started off on market, but I was like, nah, I didn't really like it too much. Talking with agents and whatnot. Out of like 10 calls, man, I think I only like 4 people would answer each time, bro. So I was just like, might as well start doing off market. And yeah, bro, I did my first list, bro. I got it like, how many lists did I put? I think I pulled 1,000 contacts for now. And I went through 500, bro, within these 4 days. So I'm gonna keep doing that and just trying to make it, man, trying to get better at it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Congratulations. What market are you in?
Right now I'm out of El Paso, Texas. So I'm in the El Paso, Texas market right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Where's El Paso at? Is it near the border?
Yeah, bro. So it's like all the way West Texas, like the tip, bro. Like kind of by New Mexico and Phoenix, like right there, bro. So all the way West Texas.
Okay, okay. And you said you only got that. You've only pulled that one list, right? So are you cold calling? Are you texting them? What are you? What kind of? Walk me through your plan. What you're doing?
So watch, brother. I also hooked up with some people in my market too. So I
Okay.
work foreclosures, bro. And thankfully, man, I was able to help two people. So I got two deals with me, bro. But since it was with my partner and whatnot, I had to split them.
It don't matter, man. That's good. Any money's better than no money.
Hey, that's what I say, bro. Exactly that, man. So I worked the pre-foreclosures and then also did a entire landlord list, bro. So I think I did like 70% equity in their mortgage. They have to own the house for, I think, for 7 years. I put 7 years or more, and the houses can't be newer than 1990, bro. So anything built from 1990 to before 1990, before the 1990s. That's what I'm doing. So right now I'm just cold calling, man. Skip tracing. I get their number
Bro,
and
2 months and 2 deals is crazy, bro. You got yeah, that's correct. That's good, bro.
I think
That's
I got
real
lucky with
good.
those, man. I got
First
lucky.
2 months, you
Because,
got two
I was
deals
able to help
already.
the
That's
soldier
nuts.
out, bro. Like he was going to hard times. His wife divorced him, and he just wanted to be done with the property, man. So with that one, we straight up just offered him a cash offer. I think it was 15,000 in his pocket, and we helped him with a moving truck. He could stay there for 30 days, and after that, man, the deal would be closed.
That's
The other
awesome.
one, my partner helped me. He actually owed more than what his house was, bro. So we're doing a short sale on that one. So right now we're still waiting for the lender to approve of the short sale. So hopefully everything goes smooth with that, man. But yeah, so far that's all I got, really.
That's awesome, bro. It took me way longer than 2 months to get even my first deal. So that's what's up, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
If I had I need a bell or like something that can make some noise, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. Good job. Good job. How'd you get into it though? Tell me a little bit about your story. Did it just happen? Or did you see some video? What'd you do?
Nah, brother. So I mean, I was working the 9 to 5, bro. I had a job doing computers, and then I was just like, man, I don't like being like sitting down all day, bro. Same routine every day. I just wanted to make it out the rat race, bro. So I started reading books, and my first book that I actually read was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
He was talking about getting into real estate, bro. That's how you make extra money. That's how you make the real money. But he doesn't tell you how, bro. I was just like, man, well, how can I get to real estate, man? Do I have to take out a loan? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I was reading, bro, and then I found a video on YouTube, and this dude was talking about, I bought the house and I signed it, and I got a $10,000 assignment fee, and I was like, what? Is this a scam? And I didn't believe it, bro. I started looking at more YouTube videos. I was like, no way, bro. People really be making money like this. And man, sooner or later, I was like, I'm gonna do it, bro. And I just hopped on it, man.
Yeah,
Dove straight in.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, brothers.
That's big time. Like that's huge time.
Yeah, man. Them pre-foreclosures, old boy, it's just something else, bro.
What you mean by that?
Y'all got that wave, man.
Oh man, was there different type of people, bro? Like you call or whatnot, some people will straight up cuss you out, bro. And then sometimes when I can't get in contact with them, man, I'll go knock on their doors, bro. And like a few people just be slamming doors in your face, and bro, I mean they go through tough situations, God bless them, brother. But yeah, that list is a little more, what I want to say. It's just harder, bro. That list, you gotta work, you gotta really have patience, hear them out, and just try to work with them, man.
Really build relationships because it's less transactional for them. Their heart and soul is in that property.
Right, bro. Yeah, yeah. And I feel them, bro. You're about to lose your house, your biggest investment. It's tough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's all about that relationship. You got to make them feel comfortable with the process and how everything's going on. Do you
Yo.
do you only focus on foreclosures? I know you said absentee owners, but what's your favorite so far?
So those are the only two I'm working on right now. It's just the tired landlords and the foreclosures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be focusing on too many things. I just want to get good like with
Yeah.
with those two lists, and once I master them, bro, then move on to something else.
That's what I always said. People are always ask me like, what's a piece of advice you can give them? Like, look, just find one lane and master it, and then move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? So like find one lane, master it, get real good at it, then go do whatever you want to do. Cause there's so many things. Like the shiny object syndrome Mary talks about. All that is saying, look, there's 5 billion things in real estate that you can do to make money. Pick one or two and focus on that and get good, and then start venturing out one by one. That's what I think.
Yeah, same here, brother.
Yeah, it's craziness. Kishana,
I'm here.
yo, what's up? This is my boy Jonathan from Atlanta. I got
Hey, how are you?
Carlos from El Paso. Why you say right on, brother, in the group?
I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. But hey, y'all, I'm Kishana. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, Kishana, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Can you turn your camera on?
Not right now.
Why?
Because I'm not presentable.
Y'all gonna make me chime in? Who cares? What? What you mean you're not presentable? Be yourself. Nobody will care about that. What you got a bob on? What?
Hold on, I'll be right back, Jenny.
Bet, bro. All right, Carlos. Well, I guess it's just you and me, man.
There's us two, bro. Let's get it.
Have you ever done a role play before?
Honestly, just with my girlfriend, bro. But she don't really know what like type of questions to answer or like to ask, or like she didn't know anything, bro. So I just
Yeah. You kind of got to direct her to it as well. Why are you trying to? Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
when Jonathan gets back, I want you two to do a cold call.
Sure.
Jonathan's more seasoned, so if you could be the seller first and he'll be the buyer, just so you can kind of hear how somebody else goes through a conversation, and then I
Okay.
want you guys to switch, and I want you to be the buyer and you to be Jonathan to be the seller.
All right, cool. Right on.
Kishana, you hear that?
Yes, sir.
All right, I need you to pay attention. Is she mute between each one? Like, what's happening?
Yes, I'm paying attention.
You got the baby with you?
Oh, nice.
That's just a little baby.
Nah,
You got any kids, Carlos?
no kids, bro. Shit. I'm probably thinking about having kids like in 2 years, man.
How old are you?
29, about to be 30.
Yeah.
No.
How many kids you want?
Shit, bro. I was thinking about like 2, probably 3.
2 or 3?
No.
You want boys, girls, or you don't really care?
I think I want 1 girl, 1 boy, bro. That'd be perfect, bro.
Yeah. I think everybody thinks that.
All right, until you get like all girls or all boys, bro.
Man. Would you rather have all girls or all boys?
Damn, boy. I think all boys, bro. I think all girls would be a handful, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. All boys.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's less stress on me if they're all boys. If they're all girls, oh man, I'm gonna be stressing.
Hell yeah, right.
Be stressing.
Damn, bro. Hey Johnny, how long you been doing this for, bro? I saw your YouTube. That's how I found you, man. I'll see your YouTube videos like, damn, this fool, he's pretty smooth with it, you know?
Appreciate it, man. I graduated college in December, so I've been doing it full time since December. And then I started making videos in December as well.
Ooh,
It's been like a year since I've kind of just been interested in it. So I was
yeah.
looking around. I started last June, just looking around, made a few phone calls, and just did it super, super part-time. But I
Yeah.
really hit it hard in December after I graduated. So I haven't been doing it too long. But again, it's one of those things like I'm not experienced, I'm not seasoned, I'm not, a guru by any means, but it's just one of those things like you got to pick up the phone and just go. You don't really need much. You just pick up the phone and learn as you go.
Right.
Well, that's what me. I would say like 6 months really hardcore.
6 months. That's cool, man. How many deals you got, bro?
4.
Damn, boy.
4.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I'm excited. I got my 4th one is closing tomorrow. So
Man.
yeah, I'm really excited about that. That would be my biggest deal to date. So my first deal was like $3,800. So I like just creeped up more and more each time. So this one will be my biggest one.
Yeah, bro. That's what's up, man. That's good.
I appreciate it. You only have those 2?
Yeah, bro. Only those two. Like I said, one is we're still working with that short sale, but the other one, what I think I only made like 2,000 with it, bro. Since it was with my partner and whatnot. It was,
Do
it
you
was
know?
like
Do
2,000.
you know the numbers on it? Do you know anything about subject too? Because I know you said he owes more than the house is worth. Would it be beneficial at all to take it sub 2 if the short sale doesn't get approved by the lender?
It's because honestly, bro, watch. We were trying to get him with that, but he took long, bro. Like he wasn't answering my phone calls. He works in the oil fields, so every time I was trying to get a hold of him, I was like, "I'll call you back" or whatnot. And the date was coming, like the date was like probably like 3 days, bro, 2 days.
Yeah,
My boy's been doing it for a while, so that was the only thing that we could try to do to stop the pre-foreclosure, man. Is like, we had to see if we could try to get a short sale in. So the bank, so what was I gonna say? So it gives enough time for the lender to just go along with the short sale or whatnot, or if they're just gonna foreclose on them. But we didn't have that much time, bro, to really get them in there,
yeah, for sure. So I'd love to know the numbers because I know, like doing a sub 2 situation, I had one deal where it was gonna close, or they were gonna foreclose literally 5 days before I got on the phone with the person.
Yeah.
So I had to get all the documents in and set up a buyer. And what we are gonna do was sub to it and just to stop the foreclosure. So the buyer, we would just sign a quit claim deed, have the buyer send in the reinstatement to stop the foreclosure, and then buy the house. So I don't know if a situation like that could have helped you out. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Just having the owner sign a quit claim deed over to the buyer. The buyer just pays to reinstate the loan, and then we'll pay it off, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks or however you guys have it worked out. Or if they keep it in place, just start renting out the property. So that's another idea too. If you can take it and run with it for the next property.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonathan, you hear what I was saying about the cold call practice?
Nah, what's up, bro?
So I want you and Carlos to go. I want you to be the buyer, just because you're seasoned and I feel like you can bring a lot to the conversation. And I just want Carlos to be the seller and then take in the information from you. And then I want you guys to switch and let him be the buyer and you be the seller.
All right, bet.
All right, is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So before y'all get into it, the ARV of the imaginary property we're talking about is 420,000.
420,000.
The
So we're
estimated
doing, we're doing a cold call, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The estimated repairs or whatever y'all discuss over the phone. And that's it.
All right, cool. I was just gonna say, bro. Well, I'm just getting into this, bro, so I don't really know too much with about buyer and seller. I'm cool with being the buyer, but as far as like asking the questions or whatnot, or just being the seller, if someone else could do that, so I could just hear it, it'd be better. But I mean, I don't think y'all need me to.
You'll get it, bro. Just make up something, bro. So
I'll do it just so you feel comfortable. I'll do it.
okay.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So I'm calling in to you, Johnny.
yeah.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello,
Hey, this is John. I'm calling for Johnny.
this is him.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for taking my call. Quick question. I want to know if you ever thought about selling this property here on 123 Main Street.
Yeah, that's a rental for me. So I mean, if you have a good number, I'll definitely get rid of it. The tenants are kind of causing me a problem.
Okay, so you got some tenants in there. How long have you had them in there for?
These tenants have been in there 6 months, I think.
Okay, 6 months. Are they on like a yearly lease or month-to-month kind of deal?
It's a yearly lease, but I would love to get them out ASAP. But it's just I have too much going on. I'm not really worried about
Sure.
getting them out right now. But I'm not loving the situation with them in there.
Okay, awesome. Well, look, I'm looking to buy properties in this area here in El Paso, Texas. I buy properties as is, offer a quick closing. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely. Like I said, numbers talk. So if you give me a good number, then I'll sign right now.
Sure, sure. Okay. Well, I'd like to know more about the property before I throw numbers. I don't just want to throw, numbers at you and kind of see what sticks. I want to know more about the property. If you got a moment, you could tell me why you're looking to get rid of it. We could talk about the condition for a bit, and we can start moving towards making an offer on this property. So I mean, if you got a minute, I'd love to know more about the property and why you're looking to get rid of it.
Yeah, I got a few. Like I said, these tenants have been in there 6 months. I'm
Yeah.
not really a fan of them just because their communication is awful. They
Mm,
pay rent when they want to. They're not too late. It's not like months behind, but they pay when they want to.
right.
There's zero communication between us. Before they moved in, I actually rehabbed most of the property.
Okay.
I say rehab most of the property. I just slapped some paint on it. Had to had to replace the carpet. It was built in '92, I believe.
Yeah.
It's not completely outdated, but if you were looking to flip it, then you might want to redo the kitchens and the bathrooms and everything else. But it's
Okay.
not too bad. It's in good condition. I
Okay.
haven't seen it since they moved in. They could have torn it apart by now, but I have no idea. I hope not.
Okay. So you said it was built in 1992. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, right?
Yep.
3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, built in 1992. So you did some light rehab, new carpet. But as far as kitchen and bathrooms, nothing major in that area.
Yeah, they're still the original, but it's that good wood. So
Okay.
I just painted it. So I mean the kitchens and bathrooms look good. But like I said, if you're looking to flip it, then you might wanna go all out.
Sure, sure. What about the major systems on the property as far as like the HVAC system, the water heater and the roof? How long ago were those replaced?
So all of them were replaced at the same time. I want to say 11 years ago.
Okay,
So they're getting up in age, but we've had no problems out of them so far. So
okay.
we're just kind of rolling with it until something breaks. Don't fix it.
Right, right. And let me ask you, I mean, if I were to make you an offer for this property, how much would you need to walk away with?
Uh so I have a mortgage on it that's maybe 200, I think.
Okay,
Um, I would like to walk away with probably 200 too. So we're looking at a 400 purchase price.
okay, okay. So
Think
you're
that
looking to walk away with 200 in your pocket after you pay off the mortgage company and any liens and everything like that.
there's no liens to my knowledge, and
Uh-huh.
we're up to date on taxes. So I think just the mortgage needs to be paid. I don't think there's anything else.
Okay, and what's the plan? Are you planning to purchase another property?
Well,
And
man, I got 20 of them, so I'd happily let the one that's giving me a headache go. I'll keep the rest. I'll keep doing the landlord thing for a few more years, and then I'll
sure.
try to liquidate everything else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Be
Okay.
ready for retirement.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, sure. So let me ask you, if all goes well and I'm able to get you a good offer that you like for this property, how soon do you want to close?
So like I said, I'll sign on the dotted line today, and we can close as soon as you want to. Like I said, these tenants, I don't want to deal with them any longer. So you can take over the tenants and let them know what's going on. I don't like I said, I don't even want to pick up the phone and have to deal with it.
Hey, listen, Johnny, that just makes it easier for me. Well, look, thank you so much, man. I don't want to hold you up. I'm gonna take a look over this information with my partners. And if we're interested, is it okay if I give you a call back tomorrow? We can set up a walkthrough and I can get you an offer for this property.
Yeah, what time tomorrow? Because I have a few things going on. Can we
Okay,
set
well,
it up after 4? I know it's getting late in the day, but I have stuff going on throughout the day. So after 4 would really work.
yeah, 4 works for me. Can I reach you at the same number or do I need to call a different number?
Yep, this number.
All right, so 4 o'clock at this number. I'm gonna go ahead and save your number and then I'll give you a call back tomorrow. And we can start working towards scheduling a walkthrough and getting you an offer for this property. Sounds good, Johnny?
That sounds good to me.
All right, appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And
All right.
that's a simple cold call for me. And then tomorrow basically is sometimes I do.
We're about
my research on the
we're about to do the call tomorrow.
What'd you say?
We're about to do the call tomorrow. I
Okay.
want to hear it. And
Okay.
then
Sometimes I do my research on so basically tomorrow, if it's in my city, I will just basically schedule a walkthrough with them to go out and see the property before I make an offer. The reason I do that is because I want to get pictures, not because I actually want to see the property. I want pictures for my buyers ready. I don't want to get on the contract and not have pictures and struggle getting pictures because then it's gonna hold up me marketing the property to my buyers.
And I think that's legit because my biggest problem with the property right now is the one person that I had go take pictures was the one buyer who I thought was gonna buy it. So I didn't even market it. And then after they took pictures, they deleted them and I asked for the pictures and they didn't have them anymore.
Right.
And the seller is a 60-year-old man and he doesn't want another person. We already had one person come in and take pictures. Why
Exactly.
anybody else to come take pictures? So
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, pictures is the main thing that you want to get out the way as soon as possible because a lot of times the sellers, they take horrible pictures or they're able to take pictures and tenants don't want to deal with taking pictures and it's just a headache if you got a 9-day due diligence and it took you 5 days to get pictures, you know what I mean? Now you got to go through extensions and everything like that, so.
Well, if there's tenants in the home, how can you take the pictures with, them being in the home? Some people probably aren't open to you being in their home.
Yeah, well, you just got to coordinate that. Sometimes, well, what I did with this property that I'm closing right now, I reached out to the tenants through, I basically text them and I introduced myself. I let them know what's going on. I'm purchasing the property and I gave them the option. I said, I can either come in on a good day and take pictures of the property, or you can go ahead and take them from your phone and send them to me. But these are the areas that I need you to take a picture of. And then you could send them to me. So what he actually did was took pictures of the property and sent them to me. So that way I did this deal completely without seeing the property.
Also, too, I heard Jerry Norton. I've never done it myself, but it makes a lot of sense. With properties with tenants in them, he actually lets them know, like, hey, I'll give you guys a gift card so you guys can go out to dinner. While you guys are at dinner, I'm going to come in with my team and we're going to take a look at it, take some pictures on this date. So just coordinating it with the tenants because you have to talk to them. It's not just the seller. You have to talk to the people who are actually living in the property.
Right.
So you talk to them, be like, hey, I'll pay for you guys' dinner here. Bam. Let's do this, and I'll be there from this time to this time, completely out your hair. So it's one of those situations.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, the tenant will be open to that. So it's very rarely do you I feel like you'll get a tenant that just wouldn't be willing to do anything unless the seller has never mentioned that they were selling the property and it's completely out of the blue. That's the only time I think you'll run into an issue.
Or I ran into an issue one time with a property in Mount Juliet. So this property was foreclosing So it was a lady's dad. He passed away, left the property to her.
Mhm.
She was basically a landlord, and the property was foreclosing, but she couldn't get anybody in the property because the owners, well, not the owners, the renters in the property were straight bums, but their parents were rich. So what they were trying to do is stay in the property until it forecloses and have their parents buy it at auction. So
Wow.
they can remain living in that property. So they wouldn't let anybody come take pictures. They wouldn't let anybody come near. They were gonna call the police if anybody came to the house. So that was
Wow.
a sticky situation that I ran into. But this property is crazy. The lady coordinated with me, and we signed a contract that night, and it was late at night. So I'm like, let me just put it out on Facebook before I text my buyers. I just want to see like what people are saying about this deal. The next morning, a lady commented and she was like, hey, we've had this property under contract for 2 weeks. Give my husband a call. So I give this guy a call ASAP just to kind of find out what's going on.
Mhm.
This lady, this seller that we're working with, told him that her cousin, which was me, wanted to buy the property, so she would have to back out of the agreement. So it was a really sticky situation, and I'm like, look, I'm going to cancel the contract right now with me because you guys have already had it. You have a memorandum on the property. I'm not trying to go back and forth to get my hands on properties and be dirty and do the back door. I'll
Yeah,
let you have
sure.
it. Let me just walk away. But yeah, that was the situation with that one. A super, super messy situation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, tennis could be a headache sometimes.
Yeah.
Johnny, I don't know if you know, but you're lagging a bit, brother. So you're like, kind of sticky all over the screen. I don't know if that's for everybody or just me, but
Yeah, he's lagging a little bit.
God damn, I thought I had the good Wi-Fi. Hold
no,
on.
it should have shot.
All right, hold on. Maybe because I got 50 things pulled up. Is this better at all, Carlos?
A little better, bro. Let me see. Who? Yeah, a little better, bro. But I mean, still laggy a little bit. Kishana, do you see him lagging?
No.
Nah.
Yeah, y'all not lagging for me at all, so hold on.
Okay, there you go, bro.
Is this a little better?
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better. Oh, yeah.
Bet. But we're gonna do the second follow-up call just so you can hear that. But you see how simple that was? Now I was a super easy seller. Super easy.
Yeah,
You're
bro,
not gonna
that was pretty smooth, man. Some people are like, who's this? Oh, what are
Yeah.
you calling for? How'd you get my number? I'm just like, dang. Nah.
Bro, when you run into that situation, don't stress it, bro. You just got to figure out whether they're motivated or not. 9 times out of 10, if they're picking up the phone and you already mentioned that you're interested in buying the property and they're still going off, they're not motivated. So, or you could just kind of ease down the situation. And basically, I had one seller yesterday that I was speaking to in Texas. She was going off saying how she gets calls from sellers all the time. I mean, investors all the time, and their offers are really low, and and she just doesn't think this is the right fit for any investor.
Mm.
This is what I did to just calm it down and then kind of see where she's at. I was like, okay, I understand that. You're getting a bunch of calls, but let me ask you this: what are you looking to get for this property? You know what I mean? So I just asked her, what are you looking to get for this property? And turns out she wanted 175 for the property, and the property is actually worth like 250. So
Yeah,
right then and there, now I can ease her down because she thinks that this price is too crazy for any investors to pay, and I'm actually willing to pay somewhere close to that. So I'm like, she wanted 175 for the property, and I'm like, okay, well, what if I was actually able to get you 175 for this property? I mean, how soon would you be looking to sell? What kind of situation are you in right now?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you calm that down with different situations. But most of the time, after you say that you're interested in buying this property on 123 Street, Main Street, and they're still popping off at the mouth, they're not a motivated seller, and you don't want to waste any time. Just, okay, no worries. If you know anyone looking to sell soon, feel free to pass them my number on to the next call. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
bro, you told me that, man. Cause like I made a phone call the other day, and the lady, same thing, bro. She's like, I've been getting a lot of calls. She's like, I'm kind of interested in selling, but I've been getting a lot of lowball offers. And like, I didn't know what to say, bro. It's like, I kind of got stuck myself. I was like,
yeah, when they say they've just been getting a lot of lowball offers, I just say, well, let me ask you this. What are you actually looking to get for this property? And then most of the time, that's actually a good thing because it's an easy way to get the asking price out of the seller. Sometimes sellers try to hold on to the asking price, but if they've been receiving a bunch of lowball offers and you can come in and really just ask them, what do they want for the property? Most of the time they'll just tell you, like, look, man, I'm looking for 200,000 for this property. I don't want a penny less. And now you know what they're asking and you work your move from there.
actually, bro. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But that's one of my favorite transitions, bro. When everything is going crazy on the phone call, I just like to slow everything down and say, well, let me ask you this. If I could ask you one thing, let me ask you this. Or whatever question I want to ask, why are you looking to get rid of this property? Or what are you asking for this property? Or, what kind of situation are you in right now? Because it sounds like you're under a lot of stress, all these people calling you. And I don't want to be another person just wasting your time. I want to see if I can actually help you. You know what I mean?
That's really good advice. Really, really good advice. So take that and run with it, Carlos. That's golden right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So I'm trying to get the rest of the call finished for you, man, but they keep getting up, running away. So for me, like I do what he did with the call.
Yeah.
He said the next day, I do it in like 30 minutes. I'm like, look, can I give you a call in the next 30 minutes? And as soon as I know that they're ready to sell and they're ready for a number, I go look the property up, find what the ARV is, find, I told him the rehab so he could kind of guesstimate what the rehab would be. And then I find my number and I give him a call in the next 30 minutes. I'm not trying to have him wait a day. I want to get that number to him ASAP and try to get him under contract as soon as possible.
And I dig that strategy, but one of the reasons that I let it go for another day is because I want to finish completing my list. Like I don't want to take time. Like I have a certain amount of people that I want to call a day, and I don't want to stop not hitting my list because I'm gonna sit here and then work on an offer with this seller, and I don't know how long that might take. And again, I don't want them to feel like I'm only focused on their property. So I want them to feel like, okay, I'm getting pushed over to side, and then give them that feeling of, are they going to be interested or are they not going to be interested? So when I'm actually interested, they're not so easy to let it go because I'm interested so fast. You know what I mean? I just kind of give them time, like a day, so they can just ponder, like, because when I'm closing out the call, I say, I'm going to take a look over this information with my partners. And if we're interested, is it okay if I give you a call back tomorrow? So they're kind of waiting on that call, you know what I mean? Waiting on that call back to see if I'm actually interested in that property. So when I call them back tomorrow, they're more willing to, like, yes, they're actually interested. They actually want to buy my property. Let me take the next step. So that's kind of why I do it that way. But for sure, if you can, if you have a strategy where it works, where you can call them back, in the next 30 minutes, the quicker you get them on the contract, the better, because, if I wait a day, somebody could swoop in and get them on the contract while I'm waiting a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I said last time, everybody got their own plan, their own way to go about it. And there's a billion ways that it can work. You just got to find what works for you.
Exactly. There's a billion ways to do it. Like Johnny knows how to kill it with the foreclosures. I know jack shit about foreclosures. I don't know how to do a foreclosure or anything like that, bro. And Johnny's killing it. So
simple as
It
that.
happened, y'all, where like you set an appointment and like the next day they'll just ghost you.
yeah, so let's do the next day call. So
Hold on,
ring,
hold on,
ring.
hold on, hold on,
Oh,
hold on, hold on. Let's answer Carlos' question. Yes. Yes. And mine don't even, I don't set up in person meetings because I don't work a lot in person.
Yeah.
So I've had people I call, they're like, yeah, let's talk tomorrow at this time. I even had one lady in the central time zone tell me that I need to call her before work. I was like, what time? She goes, can you get on the phone at like 7 a.m.? So I'm like, yeah, that's 6 a.m. my time though, but I'm not worried about that. I'll get on the phone with you. I called
Yeah.
this lady at 7 a.m., no answer. Call her again, no answer. Leave her a text, no answer. Never heard from the lady ever since.
Bro, that's
Set
the
up,
most aggravating, man.
man. Hey, it happens. It's all part of it. But that's just one of many examples where I've just been set up appointments and just been ghosted.
yeah, that does happen a lot, but I feel like that happens more often when you allow them to tell you when to call, like when to call them. But if you kind of take control and say, hey, I can call you back tomorrow around this time to let you know whether I'm interested or not. It could go either way, it's not 100%. Like I said, it's a gamble. Waiting a day to call back, it's a gamble.
Oh,
If you have a strategy that works where you can call them back in 30 minutes and start saying your point or do whatever you do when you call back in 30 minutes, do it that way. I just, this is a strategy that I use. A million ways you can do it, bro.
Hell yeah.
bro.
Let's do that follow up.
Okay, so this is how my follow-up call will go. So let's see, I took a look at the property. It was, you want to walk away with 200K. So basically this follow-up call, if it's in my state, I'll just be setting an appointment. So it'll be a really simple call. It wouldn't take long. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello,
Hey, Johnny, this is John. We spoke yesterday about the property on 123 Main Street. How are you?
John. How are you? Good, man. I'm good.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. So good news. I took a look over this information that you gave me yesterday with my partner, and turns out this property actually fits what we're looking for in this area. So basically, the next step from here is I want to give you a call to see if it's possible we can set up a walkthrough of the property so we can just get a really quick overall look of the property. I don't want to throw out any numbers at you. When I make an offer, I want to make sure that it's something that I can commit to. So I want to go ahead and line up a day. What works for you? I know you got some tenants in there, so we'd have to coordinate with them as well.
And yeah, like I said, I don't want to deal with these tenants anymore.
Right.
If you like, I'll give you their phone number and you can coordinate and you can get them out and I can meet you at the property from there. But I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to try to communicate with them because I have had no luck so far. So
Listen,
you
yep.
can do what
Listen,
you
Johnny,
want.
that works for me. If you give me their number, I'll do all the heavy lifting. I'll, coordinate with them. Even if I have to get them out of the house for the day to allow, us to walk through the property comfortably, I'll do so. Just shoot me over their information. I'll give them a call and then we can just schedule what day works for you, actually. When are you available to come out?
Any day after 4, if we can, if at all possible.
Any
I
day
know
after
it's
4?
summer and I think they have some kids, so it's not in school. So if we can do any time after 4, that'd be great.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Johnny. I mean, do you necessarily really want to come out to the property? Because I'm only going to walk it for about 15 minutes to get an overall view of it and just confirm the condition that we talked about. You actually don't have to come out to the property if you want to. I hate to take you away from something more important.
Oh,
I'm only going
shoot,
to be there for 15 minutes, so.
if I don't have to be there, even better.
Yeah, I figured so. So let's do it that way. How about you just send me over their information, let me give them a call and see what I can do about getting into the property really quick this week. And then I'll give you a call back and let you know what day I'll be out there. And then, that same day after I view the property, I'll just give you a call and make you a straight up offer. And if you like it, I can get it on paper the same day. How's that sound?
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, sure, Johnny. Yeah, go ahead and send me over that information now, and then I'll give him a call.
Is this a cell phone? Can I just text you?
Yeah. You could text me.
Okay, I'll send you a text.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Bye. And that's how that second call will go. And if let's say the property wasn't in my state or close to where I can just go view the property. I usually do properties that's in the area where I can go view it, but if I can't go view it, like it's far out, then that initial call, I'll just be making an offer. So basically they wanted to walk away with 200K, the ARV is 420. I think I could sell that to a fund if it needs some updating. I think I can sell that to a fund for, let's say, funds don't usually buy that high, but I'll say 350. So I'll come in and just offer them like 330 cash as is, you know what I mean? So I'll make them an offer. I wouldn't even go out and view it.
I like it. It's just like I said, is everybody got their own different style. Like he likes to focus on properties that are right near him that he can go view. Me personally, I don't want to come view your property. I don't. I want to get it under contract and send a buyer to go view the property. And so the buyer can take pictures and the buyer can look over what he wants. That's not always the best because he deals with funds. So funds want everything all in one, which
Right.
makes sense. And funds usually pay more. I don't deal with funds, so I guess my process right now isn't fund friendly. It's more individual investor friendly, right? So it really just depends on what you're doing.
And a lot of the times, I just want to piggyback off that. A lot of the times, Johnny's strategy is better to get it on the contract without viewing the property because now when your buyer actually does his inspection, you can do a price cut. It's more believable because you haven't seen the property. So your price cut will be after the inspection, after you're already on the contract. Now, see, if I view the property first and then I get them under contract and then we do, then I try to come in price cut after, they're like, okay, well, you're seeing the property first. So, why didn't you make this offer first? Why did you make me a higher offer if you've seen the property? You knew what was going on with it. So a lot of times if you don't see the property, it's easier to make that price cut after because you're doing it after you're getting your inspection done after you're already on the contract.
Absolutely. Hey, Keyshauna, quit texting me questions. Unmute yourself and ask.
What are funds?
Go ahead, Jonathan.
So-
What are funds? What are like when we say funds, what do we mean by that?
So funds are basically just, it's a hedge fund. So it's a pool of capital. These investors take a pool of capital and they invest it in different avenues. So they invested in stocks, they invested in art, they may invest it in real estate to get returns for their investors. So let's say me, Johnny, Carlos, we give Keyshauna, $30 million, and we're expecting a return back. So you as Keyshauna, you're the fund, you will go invest that money to bring us a return back, and you'll also make a return that way. But these funds specifically that we reach out to, they have a big, huge real estate portfolio. So they buy real estate by the masses, you know what I mean? They're buying hundreds of properties every month. They have a bank account that seems unlimited. They close, they perform. So that's basically what a fund is. It's just a big company that buys properties, by the masses, not individually, not one person individually trying to get one property. Most of the time, if you're doing a deal with a fund, they're buying your deal, they're probably buying 100 other deals at the same time. You know what I mean?
Like I
How
said,
do you get associated with them?
So how I reach out to the funds, how I got connected with the funds is through LinkedIn. So I have a professional looking LinkedIn profile, and then I'll just reach out to these corporate people, and basically say that I'm an investor, I have a company, I'm taking down a few deals every month, and I'd love to do a deal. I may have a couple of deals that may be of interest to you and your company. Let's connect and do a deal together. And most of the time they're open to it because they're looking for properties. They're looking for deals. You know what I mean? They want deals. So
LinkedIn, I didn't even think of that. That LinkedIn is such a good tool, man. It is
LinkedIn is awesome, bro.
such a good tool. I don't use it. I've met a few people off there, but I don't use it to do all that it can do. But it's a great tool. Carlos, you got a LinkedIn?
Nah, no LinkedIn, brother. Shoot, I need to create one, man.
Yeah, you need to create one.
Think of LinkedIn as the corporate Facebook. So everybody's in their suits. Everybody's looking to network with other companies. Everybody's looking to, you know, in the corporate world is they're looking to connect. So if you can kind of push yourself in there and say, hey, I'm an investor. You know, I'm taking on a couple deals a month that might be of interest to you and your company. Let's connect and do a deal together. They'll most likely give you a phone number where you can call them and you can have a talk with them, or they'll give you an email where you can shoot over some deals to them and they'll take a look at it. And what I like about funds is they make offers pretty quickly. Like, so you send them a deal today, they'll most likely have an offer for you. They'll make you an offer within like the next 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Dang. Okay. Right on, man. How do you guys find your buyers, bro? Like, you guys be going on Facebook, or like, what's the main way you guys find your buyers?
I found every single last one of my buyers on Facebook. Every single one. I got one really good buyer in Memphis, and I take all my deals to him first, let him look at it, and then if he doesn't want it, then I'll just take it to other people. But all of my deals have closed. I'm lying. My deal that's closing tomorrow was a lady that actually saw my YouTube and my videos,
No
and
way.
she took me out to dinner, breakfast one day, and we were just talking about how we were going to partner up. She actually works for two guys who have like over $25 million worth of equity in homes and basically an unlimited bank account to buy more homes. So once this one came, I knew that I could bring it to her because it would make sense for what her people buy. And I wanted to do a deal with her. So I found her just from social media. And then Facebook, I found everybody else.
Damn.
Also got burnt by a Facebook buyer as well. So be careful.
Okay.
Yeah. And I find my buyers through LinkedIn and actually Instagram. So that's different.
Okay.
There's a lot of flippers on Instagram. You can just hit them up in a DM. That's what I do. I hit them up in a DM. I say, hey, I got some deals that you might be interested in. You know, it's easy to find flippers on Instagram. You know what I mean? So I do it that way.
Okay.
I haven't had any luck on Facebook. So that's why it's so crazy, because some people be killing it on Facebook and some people get the shitty end of the stick on Facebook, like me. Like, I get straight wholesalers on Facebook. I find no legit buyers on Facebook, and he finds all legit buyers on Facebook. So it's different ways you can do it.
Okay.
You ready, Carlos?
Yeah, boy, go ahead and bring it, man. A little nervous, but let's do it, bro.
Yeah, no, it's good to be nervous. Jonathan, you want to hold it down or you want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead and take off.
Bet. All right, Carlos, hit me with the ring, man.
All right, hold on, brother. So just as of right now, the ARV is still the same thing, 420?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's bring it down to 380.
Okay, 380.
I'm gonna be taking some notes here, so.
All right, really ready?
I'm sorry, I was reading a text message. Hit me again. Hit me again.
All right, let's do it. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hello, I'm looking for Johnny.
this is him.
Hey, Johnny, this is Carlos. I know this call is random. I was calling about a property I believe you own on 123 Main Street.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
I mean, numbers talk. So what you got for me?
All right, great, brother. Well, just give you a little bit about me. We purchase properties cash. We pay all the closing costs. There are no real estate commissions. And the best part about it is we buy them completely as is. So you wouldn't have to put another cent into the property. So, I mean, for an offer like that, how much would you take?
I mean, you're the expert, man. What would you pay?
Got you, brother. Well, the condition of the home plays an important role in the amount I can offer you. So let me ask you, brother, what major remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years?
The kitchen and bathroom last 5 years. I haven't really done anything. It's my house, but it's my second house. I have another house, so I'm actually looking to sell this one. In the last 5 years, I haven't done anything to it. I think it was built in '89, and it hasn't really been updated ever since. So it's gonna definitely need some updating. It's a house that I just stop in when I go see my mother, but it's not really something that is just brand new or anything like that.
Okay, brother, got you. So the house is gonna need a lot of updates. So what about the flooring and paint? Same thing, brother? You haven't done any remodels to none of that?
No, I haven't done anything to it.
Okay, right on. What about the roof?
Like I said, I haven't done anything crazy. I've only owned this property for like 7 years, and I don't even remember what the roof is. I've never fixed it up. I don't remember how old it is or anything.
Okay, got you, brother. So I mean, if I was to offer you something that we could agree on, and you're comfortable with that, besides getting the right price, what's another reason you are considering selling?
Actually, my mother just passed away, so I have no need for this property anymore.
Hey, my condolences, bro.
Appreciate it.
That's tough, man. I'll do the best we can, brother, to help you out with that. Okay, got you. So with your house being in original condition and owning it for that long, brother, houses in the neighborhood right now are going for around 228 in similar condition. Is that the price you were thinking, or what are you thinking?
Like I said, I'm not a professional. I haven't even looked at the Zestimate or anything like that. Is 228 what you're offering, or is that what you're telling me houses go for?
No, I think what I'm telling you is that houses that are in similar to your condition in your neighborhood are selling around 228 for properties like that need renovations, that need a little bit of work on them. That's what they're going for.
Okay. So they're going for 228. Like I said, I don't know anything about the numbers. So you give me an offer and I'll take a look at it and see if it makes sense for me. Like I said, I want to get rid of it. I don't want to list it with agents or anything. So I'm sure we could work something out. But you're saying the houses in the area go for 228. Is that what you're offering?
No, that's not my offer, For me to give you an accurate offer, brother, I would like to go out and meet you, just to check the property out for myself, make sure I could give you the best price possible. So that's just an estimate around what they're going for. But if you can, I would like to set an appointment for you. If you're not busy today, I could swing by and take a look.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, right on, brother. I'll be available in the next say 2 hours. Would that work for you?
Yeah, I can make that work. I'm here all day.
Okay, sounds good, brother. Well, I'll stop by in the next 2 hours. And my name's Carlos, brother. If anything comes up, this is my number. You can reach me. But as of right now, we're set for 2 hours from now. It'll be 12, so we're set for 12.
That sounds good. I appreciate it.
Cool, brother. See you shortly.
All right.
See you, John.
So are all the properties you're going after are immediately near? Like you can set up an appointment and be there in 2 hours?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's El Paso, Texas, not a big city, bro. So like, I mean, it's like a small city. So usually, like, yeah, it could be there like within like an hour, bro, 45 minutes. So even if it's far.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
A lot of them might not like this. Let me ask you a question.
go ahead.
If you're able to get me locked up on the phone under contract,
Uh-huh.
you just saved yourself 2+ hours in the day.
Cool.
Right. So say you call me and you get me under contract in 30 minutes and you just have a contract versus you just set up an appointment that took 15 minutes. This house is an hour away, so you have to drive an hour. You spend 30 minutes to an hour at the property, and then you have to drive an hour back. You just spent 3+ hours with something that I think you could have done on the phone.
Dang, bro.
That's just my opinion. Now, Jonathan likes to get out there and show his face and have the conversations. Me, if
Yep.
if I absolutely have to go out to the property, I will. But my first tries are to get it for a number over the phone. Now, if I tell you there's like they said there's 4 pillars: price, condition, motivation, and condition, motivation, timeline, and price. Right. So those are the 4 that everybody talks about. If you can get those 4 out of me,
Yeah.
then you have a pretty good idea of what you can offer. Right. So Jonathan, what formula do you use? How do you do it to be like, okay, this is a good deal without going to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a couple different ways. It's a couple different ways you can do your formula. It all depends on what kind of property you're working with. So if you're working with an older property, I will target flippers once I'm marketing that property to my buyers. So I will target flippers. So with the flipper formula, you can use the ARV times 70% minus repairs and minus your wholesale fee. A lot of the time that comes out really, really low. So I don't usually stick to that formula. Sometimes I look at the Zestimate and I have a formula, a as is formula here. And if I can see, so if let's just say the Zestimate is between 200 to 300K, I will multiply that times 70%, and I have it on my wall, so that's why I'm looking up here. I will multiply that times 70% and then take away my wholesale fee, which will be like 20,000, and then I'll make an offer there. Now, if it's a property that's basically in good condition, newer property, and I'm targeting funds, I will try to figure out what the property is renting for, and then I will go through my formula to find out the gross yield, because that's what hedge funds are looking for. They want to make at least 10 to 12% of a year on the property. So I'll go through that formula, and that's how I'll make my offers that way. So I got 2 different formulas that I use for flippers and hedge funds who's looking for rental properties. But one thing I did want to chime in on when I was listening to your phone call is after he stated that this was a property that he goes to visit his mother, and I would just confirm that occupancy. So I would say, is that property vacant right now? Or is it, do you have someone renting it is it a rental while you're not there? So I'd confirm that occupancy. And then also I will push more for the asking price. So you didn't really push hard enough for the asking price. I'd ask, I asked 3 different questions to pull out the asking price. So it's the same question, but I ask it 3 different ways. I ask, how much would you want to walk away with? If they don't know, I'll say, okay, well, what do you want for it? If they don't know, then I'll ask, okay, well, what do you think it's worth before I tell them what it's worth? You know what I mean? So you told him what it's worth really, really early. So now he's already in his mind thinking, okay, 228 is what properties are going for in this area. He may want a little bit more, you know what I mean? Or that may not be where you're coming in at. So I would, try to push more for his asking price. And then again, I will, ask, what's his time frame? Yeah, I think you forgot to ask what, how soon he's looking to get rid of that property. But besides that, the call was I think the call was smooth, but you push more for the asking price and figure out the occupancy of the property, because that plays a big role when you're trying to dispose the property. If it's occupied, people don't want to buy a property with a tenant in it. You got to figure out a way to get that property vacant most of the time so you can market it to your buyers.
And also too, I wrote down one note, was just like, you're new, so this is to be expected, but it sounds like you're reading line by line a script.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
It sounds like you're reading like line by line. So yeah, that's okay to read line by line, but once you get comfortable, add your own flavor, add your own twist. People always ask me, oh, what script do you use?
Yeah.
Honestly, on my batch dialer, with each call, it pulls up a script, and it sounds just like the script you're reading. I don't follow a script. I just know kind of what I have to talk about. So I'm just gonna throw in the flavor, and however the conversation goes, it goes. I was never the type to read a script. And that was my downfall many times because I was missing a bunch of stuff when I first started out, you know? But it also trained me now to where I'm not looking at a script. I'm just having a conversation because I know what to ask. So as the more you get into it, the more you'll be able to add your own flavor to it so you don't sound like a robot. Because I guarantee you that same flow that you just gave us is the
Yes.
same flow that 10,000 other people who are just starting working for somebody new and have a script say.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're saying. So just be aware of that.
I agree. I have a script here, but the thing is I go off script a lot. I use my script for when the conversation goes elsewhere. I know how to bring it back. I know where I have to bring it back to. You know what I mean? So I say that the downfall of using a script that hurted me a lot in the beginning as well, because I sound like a bot, like I sound like I'm literally reading a book to the seller and you're not engaging in the conversation. So sometimes when a seller will say, something about, the seller will, let's say the seller cracks a joke about the tenant, you're so stuck on the script that you forget to build rapport and you're just going to the next question. You know what I mean? So the script is a downfall for a lot of people. So I'd say if you're going to use a script, have a script, but don't focus on the script. Focus on the conversation. And then when you're getting lost in the conversation and you want to bring it back to where it needs to go, then glance at the script and figure out what's the next questions that you need to ask and make sure you go down those 4 pillars and knock it out.
Okay. Appreciate y'all, man. That's good y'all told me, bro. Fuck yeah.
For sure, but my overall opinion, I think the call was good. When he asked what was your offer and you went in about what you do, you lost me for a bit, but then you brought it back by saying I think you said is that in the area the 220K, is that in the area of what you'd be looking for the property? You kind of brought it back there. But yeah, main point, I would just push more for the asking price because you don't want to give out a number before they give out a number. Most of the time, if you give out a number first, you're gonna lose in the negotiation.
Okay. Gotcha.
And sometimes if I do give out a number, I give a range instead of saying like 220K or 228K, I'd say from 200 to 220, you know what I mean? So I just got a range to play with. I don't want to give them a firm number because that's what they're going to hold on to, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Johnny, you gone, bro? Yo, Johnny, you still there? Miss.
Bro, I had to pee, bro. My bad.
Oh, you good.
Yeah. So I thought I was gonna come back to some good conversation, man.
Yeah, so I was basically just telling him like if I were, I'd push the conversation was good. The main thing is I'll just push more for the asking price. And if I were to give out a number, I give a range instead of giving out a firm number like 228. I'll say, 200 to 228 or 190 to,
Big range too.
and a big range so that you can kind of play with it and they're not going to be stuck on that solid number.
Because if you tell me $1 below 228, I'm gonna be like, well, you told me that properties in the area are going for 228.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want at least 238.
Yeah, exactly. And most of the time, the sellers, they want more than what their neighbors are selling for because they believe their property is just so much better. So if you say 228, they're gonna be like, I believe my property will go for 248 because I have a 14 by 16 shed in the back that you can put your lawn equipment. I got a above ground pool that I put back, like a bunch of bullshit that no one care about. So
For real. He's not telling a lie. That's literally how it is.
And I actually been to my neighbor Sam's house. I know that house right there, and their house is actually dog shit, and mine is better. So
Oh, that's funny. That is literally how it goes. Like
Yeah,
to a T.
bro. And how I came up with that 228, bro? I just did what did I do? I did 420 times 60%, or let me see, I think it was 66%. That's how I came up with that.
That's how you got the 228.
Yeah, times 60% or 66%. Yep.
Well, then do it times 7, and then do it times the 66, and then tell me that range.
Okay, times 7. So say I got 420 times 0.7. It's 294. That'd be
294, you said?
yeah. So 420 times 0.7. 294.
Yeah, so even like that 294 could be on the high end. So you could even bring that down $20,000 and just say 270 to 220, 220 to 270. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
And Jonathan, he does something that I love, and I picked it up from a book. I'm pretty sure he got it from the same book I did. He throws out numbers that are a little bit off, right?
Mm.
So I tell people when I'm on the phone, when I'm giving them a low number, I'll tell them, yeah, I punched me and my partners ran the numbers, and we're looking at like 239.8. Could you do like 240 just so I can round you up? Just so I can tell them like, just so it looks like I put
That's
actual
strong.
to what numbers I got. So I'll be like, I got 239.8. Let's do 240 if you can make it work, because I want to try to come up to you, So just throw out an odd number just to make them think that you actually put in the time and effort into getting a number.
Yeah, and your number is not just something off the top of your head. It's actually something that a calculator spit out. You want to
Yeah.
make it sound realistic. That's a gem right there.
That's
Absolutely.
solid, bro. I never thought of that. That's solid.
Yeah. So read the book. What's it called, Jonathan?
How to split the difference. I know
How
it.
to Split the Difference.
I know it this time.
My favorite book of all time. How to Split the Difference. Favorite book of all time. Like I'll read it. I'll read it probably like once a month because it's just
Yeah.
a solid book. And it's funny that I don't know the name of it. It's my favorite book.
I'll split the difference.
Yeah,
Ooh,
great book.
So
Great
let's if you guys got the time, let's do role play making the offer. Like making the offer to kind of see how that goes.
okay.
You
So-
wanna make the offer first or what?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, who's down? Who wants to be who?
So let me make the offer, and y'all can decide who the seller is.
Okay. I like taking notes. So Carlos, you be the seller, and and Johnny, you make the offer, and I want to see kind of how your game goes.
All right, so Carlos, we already had initial conversation. The ARV is 250.
Okay.
You told me that you wanted 2.
200,000. Gotcha.
Yep.
The RV is 250.
Yeah,
Okay, and he wanted 200,000.
you wanted 200,000.
Okay, and Carlos, give him some pushback. Don't make it easy, man.
All right. Gotcha.
Make a challenge on me. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Carlos, this is Johnny. How are you?
Hey, Johnny. How's it going, man? Not too bad.
It's going good. It's going good. Carlos, I know you told me at your 200 number, and I talked to my partners. We just simply can't make it work. I would be in the area of around 179. I know that's it's kind of off from the number that you said, but the information you gave me and kind of me talking over with our partners, that's just the number that makes sense for us. So, what do you think about an offer like that?
179. Man. I mean, that's kind of low from what I was thinking.
Yeah.
My neighbor Diego, he actually sold his house for like 240,000. So he knew mine's not in perfect shape or whatnot, but
Yeah.
that's why I wanted 200,000. But I think 179 is just a little bit too low for me, man.
I
You
think
guys
I,
have something
I
better?
think I think I saw that house you're talking about. Was it on 124 Main Street?
Yeah, just right down the block. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I actually looked at that. Me and my partners, that was one that we were looking at. That
Yeah.
one was actually updated a few years ago. So it's updated a lot more than your property. And it was updated a lot more recent. So that's why we had to kind of peel back the curtains on that. It was actually funny. The person who bought that house is a house flipper. And they bought the house for 150 a few years ago. So I know that it sold for 240, but that's because a flipper came in and put a lot of work into it. That's kind of why we had to go a little bit lower. You know, I'm not trying to kill you with the 150 like your boy Diego got, but that 179 area, that's where we would be at. Again, I know you said that might be a little too low. Given the information you know now, does it change your thought at all?
A little bit, but say if I was to sell my house right now with you guys and I sold it for 179, I would have to take that money and go buy me another house. And I want the house for at least like 200, man. So I mean, can you guys come up a little bit more? Is there something better you guys could do? Because I really need that around that 200 price range, just so I could be able to move comfortably and I could have a home that I actually like.
Yeah, I understand. Where do you plan on moving to? Are you staying in the area or are you going out of state?
No, I'm staying in the area, but I'm looking to move to the west side. It's actually a little more
Right.
common on that side. So
Yeah. And the
somewhere
houses are really nice on the west side.
oh yeah, most definitely, brother. That's why I'm trying to get the most I can so I could move out there and start
Yeah.
fresh.
Are you looking to upgrade at all, downgrade, or are you going to keep the same 3-2 floor plan?
I'm looking the same plan, so around the same three bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And it's just the thing that I want is just I want to live in the west because right now living in the east, bro, it's too much traffic over here, too much noise. And if I could get a little bit more, I'd be definitely willing to negotiate just so I can move to the west side. That's where I really want to stay.
Okay, and I want to help you get to the west side because the east side is congestion. I know all about that. I hate sitting in traffic myself. All right,
Horrible.
you said you want a little bit more. I'm at 179. You're at 200. Where are you thinking now? You know where I'm at. Where are you at?
Man, well, if you guys could help me out with 192, 193, brother, we could sign right now.
192, 193. Carlos, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I sign a contract for that much, my partner will kill me. He will kill me. If I do 193, he'll kill me. But Carlos, I really like you and I really want to help you get over to the west side.
Okay.
Can we do like 182? Could we do that?
182, man. I mean, I really don't want to put my house on the market right now, but how about, can you do 185? I think 185 is the lowest I could go, man.
Carlos, I will not hassle you over $3,000. So if I send you a contract offer for 185, are you ready to sell right now?
I'm ready, brother. Let's do it.
All right, Carlos, what is your email? I want to get you over to the west side. Give me your email. I'll send you over a contract right now for 185.
Okay, my email will be carlos123@yahoo.com.
All right, Carlos, what I'm gonna do is it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to type up this agreement. I'll get your name on it. It's just your name on the deed, correct?
Yes, just my name on the deed.
Awesome. So I'll type that up, send that over to you. You read through it. If you have any questions, feel free to call me back and I'll walk you through the entire agreement and exactly what it's saying. Just go ahead and put your autograph on that and we'll get the process started, all right?
All right, Johnny, I'll be expecting an email from you and I'm happy we were able to make this work.
All right, Carlos, I'm glad I can get you over to the west side, man. I look forward to working with you.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
I think the call was cool. I think that was great. My only thing is, I'm not sure if 185 is there enough room for a flipper? I'm concerned, what kind of deal is this? Is this if it needs, rehab, is 185 enough room for you to market it for more? and the flipper still make a profit at ARV 250. So Johnny, if I were you, I would
I
have,
agree. I agree.
yeah, Johnny, if I were you, I would have came in probably around 160, let him hit me with a hard no, and then work my way up to that 170 area. You know what I mean? Just to give your, give yourself a bit more room to, at least make 10 grand on the deal.
Yeah, because 70% of that 250 ARV is 175. I'm already above that.
Right,
I haven't even added on my wholesale.
right.
So I agree. That that's
But
that's a typical case right there of I didn't even look at the numbers nor do any kind of formula. I was just having the conversation.
here's the good thing. Here's the good thing about that. You locked up the property without seeing it at that 185. So now once you have this is what I was mentioning earlier, Carlos, once you have your buyer go do the inspection, now you can make a phone call and say, hey, this is what we found out in the inspection report. We didn't know initially when I made that 185 that the HVAC needs to be replaced. The roof is going to need to be replaced. There's actually, some sewer, some mold going on. So there's actually some pipes that's leaking, and it's a bit more work than we, thought initially. So, that 185 price point that I gave you earlier, we're not going to be able to close at that price. We'd have to be closer to 170 to make it work. But because you didn't see the property first, you have that leverage of the inspection report post execution of the contract. So
to Carlos, is your partner a flipper himself, or is he doing wholesale as well?
So he's flipper, but he also does wholesaling himself. So how we worked out the deal is like, I'll find the deal, bro. I'll talk to the person. I'll try to get the 4 pillars like y'all said. And then when it comes down to price and like negotiating price, I let him kind of deal with that, you know?
That's awesome. My guy in Memphis,
Yeah.
like me and this buyer have such a good rapport now that once I get a deal and I know I can get under a contract, I'll send it over to him and see what price he would pay for it. And then I know how much I want to make. So I'll try to negotiate it for, this is the price he paid for it. Let me get it for 20 grand less so I can wholesale it to him. And he knows that I'm a wholesaler. He has no problem paying whatever in the wholesale fee as long as the numbers make sense.
Yeah.
So having a partner like that is very, very beneficial just because it's somebody who is really accessible, who will verify your numbers quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Jonathan, you ready?
yeah, let's do it. Who's gonna be the seller?
You want me to do it? Or Carlos, you want it?
Don't matter.
Carlos, you're the seller.
So
Yeah, be hard on him, man. I'm trying to take some good notes. So I want brother to start sweating a little bit.
be like kind of one of those angry people, not angry, but like just one of those straight out people that are like just that are real like straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, you guys already had a conversation. ARV is 287.
Okay. ARV,
And he wants
87.
260. Condition is not bad. So I'm thinking maybe 20 to 30K in rehab.
Okay.
20 to 30K in rehab. ARV 287. Let me get my offer really quick before we get a call. 287.
And I'm asking for 260. That's the price we're at.
Yep.
Okay.
And see, Jonathan's smart. I went into the conversation with you, didn't look at no numbers, nothing. Jonathan is getting all his numbers ready so he knows where he needs to be at. And once he knows what his max offer is, he can go a little bit lower and is able to come up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to start at your max, because you see how you brought me up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dealers are going to naturally bring you up. So you have your max, you start a little bit lower than that. So you have wiggle room to go up and still not hit your max or go over it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, bro. Okay.
Okay. 260.
Kishana,
Yes.
I'll just make sure you stay there. You know, we can't see nothing.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, and let me see the book that y'all were talking about.
It's called Never Split the Difference.
I know. Let me see yours. I'm pretty sure you have one on hand.
I don't. I do YouTube audiobooks at the gym. I don't. I can't sit down and read. That's not me. So I put on audiobooks when I go to the gym. And YouTube has free audiobooks. 90% of the time, you can find the whole entire audiobook for free on YouTube.
All right, Carlos, I'm about to give you a call.
Let's do it.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hey, Carlos, this is John. How are you?
Hey, John. Been all right yourself?
Hey, I'm doing well. So I just wanted to, thanks for asking, by the way. I'm just giving you a call back. We took a look at the property. Me and my partner went over some information, and this actually turns out that it's a property that we'll be interested in purchasing from you. So that's good news on your part. We're able to help you out getting to the west side. I know that that's where you was trying to move earlier. So we
Yep.
took a look at the numbers on the property, and I know that you wanted to be at 260K for the property, but unfortunately, that's just a bit too high, taking into consideration that the rehab that we have to put into the property to get it up to par, up to 2023 standards, is going to take a little bit of work. So after running the numbers, it turns out that what we can do for you is we can buy the property all cash, meaning no financing contingencies. As is, you wouldn't have to put a single dollar into the property as far as rehab goes. We wouldn't ask that out of you. We cover all the closing costs and fees. And also there's no commissions because we are direct to you. There's no realtors involved. You wouldn't have to pay any commissions on the offer that we make you. You will walk away with whatever we offer minus the anything you owe on the property. And you said that you own it free and clear. So
Sure.
what we're thinking is we can buy this property from you under those conditions, but we need to be at 200.
200.
Yeah.
Man, 200. That's you guys are giving me a low ball offer, man. I had better offers than that.
Okay. Let me ask you, what kind of offers were you receiving on this one?
So I mean, I haven't really. Ah, man. Well, I've been getting real low ball offers. I don't want to say how much because I'm trying to get the most out of my property. I put my hard work into it, my sweat, everything. This is all I got, and I'm looking for 260. I've been
Yeah.
getting offers around like 240. I think
Right.
I got a lower. The lowest one I think I got was like 225, 230. Man, you guys can't do better than that.
Right. And you haven't, I mean, 240 honestly, 240 is a great offer. What made you pass up that one? Was it because you just wanted to be closer to 260?
Exactly that. I know my house is not in perfect condition, man, but my
Right.
house, like, it doesn't need that much remodeling. I'm thinking around like 15,000, probably in remodeling the house. So I'm trying to get it as close as I can to 260. And I really don't want to put my house on the market. I don't want to do showings, I just want to be done with this, but I at least want to get close to 260. Is that the best you guys could do?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, you know, you're looking for a cash offer for sure. My only thing is that, the property does need work. And a lot of the times, man, these guys can make you an offer at 240 or give you 260, but that doesn't mean that they'll perform. You know what I mean? So this is the difference with my offers, and it's just because I'm an honest guy, you're an honest guy. I can tell by, our conversations that we had previously. I like to shoot straight, right? So
Sure.
I don't want to give you an offer and then get you on the contract. And then later on, after doing the inspection and everything like that, I have to come back and change my offer. That's the last thing that I want to do. And that's kind of what I pride myself on, is making an offer to a seller. And this is what they can expect. They're not going to expect anything less after we do an inspection. This is what I can do, and this is what you're going to walk away with. If someone comes and gives you 240, and they do an inspection and they come back and drop price on you, you know, that's going to be devastating because you're thinking that you're going to get a certain number and you're just kind of dragging you along. So I like to just shoot you straight.
Okay.
I'm at
Well,
200. I know you
what
want,
you got?
yeah, I'm at 200. I know you want 260. So we're a bit of ways apart.
Yep.
What do you think you can do if, I mean, if you list this thing at 260 and you pay closing costs, you pay commissions, and you go through the whole process of listing it on the market, you're probably going to walk away with, I'd say, around, you'll probably walk away with around 220, 220, 228 on this property. We're a bit lower than that, so you definitely do more if you list it. But let me ask you, if I can get you a cash offer and just save you the time of listing this property, do you think you can meet me somewhere around there?
Man, put me in a tough situation, Jonathan. You're a good dude. I like you, man. But oh man, 200 is just let me see. I mean, what about if you match the other offer? What about at 240? Can you do 240? I mean, I'm already dropping it down 20,000, man. Help me out, Jonathan. I want to do business with you, man. But
Carlos, I want to
I
do
need you to
business
help
with you
me.
too, man. But the last thing, like I said, the last thing I want to do is make you an offer that I cannot commit to. If I do 240, there's just not enough room for me to make the deal happen. So, I mean, here's what I can do. You said you got a previous offer at 228. I'm at 200. If I could find some way to cut some corners, I'd tell you I'd be able to come up to 220. If I can come up to 220 for you and just make you a cash offer as is, you don't have to come out of pocket a single dime. You don't have to pay commissions. You don't have to worry about listing the property. You don't have to worry about going through showings. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just a complete white glove experience, hands off. We take care of everything for you. And we close this thing out in about 2 weeks, get this property off your hands and get you over to the west side. Do you think that you'll be able to do 220?
Oh man, 220. Man, you guys are killing me, man. Well, how about this? Can you come up? Help me at least 230, man. If we could do 230, you know, I'll sign right now. I just want to be done with this and move on to the next part of my life. And you know, 230 is where I'm looking at. If you could come up to 230, man, I got you.
Carlos, you put my neck on the line here, man. 230. I came up 20 grand for you, Carlos. I can listen, I want to help you out. I want to see if I can get you. I know for a fact we prefer to be at 200. I know that there's a possibility we could make it work at 220. I like you. I want to help you out. You want to, let's do 228. Let's just do 228. That's the absolute most I can do. Even if I have to come out of pocket a little bit, I know my partner didn't approve of 228, but if I have to come out of pocket just a bit to make the deal work, I'll do that for you. 220 is the absolute most that we can do for this property.
You know what? Oh man, I think my wife will kill me, but you're a good dude, Jonathan. I don't want to keep wasting my time with these other investors. You know, I think we can make this work at 228. Let's do it.
Yeah, Carlos at 228. Look, man, I'm telling you that, you know, I send over a proof of funds. I'm gonna perform on this. I'm gonna perform on this agreement. I'm gonna get this property. I'm gonna purchase it from you cash. You won't have to worry about a thing. I'm gonna make sure that it's as hassle-free as possible for you, and we can get you over to the west side. I don't want you to waste any more time with these other guys. They're gonna make you offers. They can make you an offer at 280, but it doesn't mean they're gonna perform. I have a track record. You know, I can show you properties that I previously closed on before, and trust me, Carlos, you're in good hands. So let's go ahead and do that at 228. 228. We can close this property out in about 30 days. How does that sound?
30 days. I think 30 days will make it work. Yeah. You know, you sound like you're a man of your word. I'm a man of my word. Let's do it.
Okay. So 228, we can close this property out in 30 days. And again, I told you that I'll still be covering the closing costs for you. So you wouldn't have to come out of pocket a single dime at closing. How's that sound?
Okay, no, that sounds excellent, Jonathan.
Awesome, Carlos. What's a good email for you?
It's gonna be Carlos at 123, Carlos123 at yahoo.com.
Carlos123@yahoo.com. And just to confirm, you are the sole owner of the property, right? Nobody else on the ownership?
No, my name's on the property.
Okay, gotcha, Carlos. So here's what I'm gonna do right now. Here's the next step. I'm gonna go ahead and write up this agreement for you at 228. I'm gonna include in the special stipulations that we'll be covering the closing costs for you, just so you have that in writing. And I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this offer over to you in your email in about 10 minutes. Just give me about 10 minutes to write it up. I'm gonna shoot it over to you in your email. And then what we can do is we can get back on a phone call. Just give me time to write it up and get it over to you. And then we can go over the agreement together so I can answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, no, that sounds good, man. Sounds good.
All right, Carlos, so let's do it. Let me go ahead and write this up for you and I'll shoot it over to your email. And then I'll give you a call back in about 15 minutes. And then, give you time to go ahead and look it over yourself. And then we can hop back on a call and I can answer any questions you may have. And let's go ahead and get this knocked out.
All right, sounds good, Jonathan. I'll be expecting an email.
All right, Carlos, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great job, gentlemen. Great job. So I took a few notes. I like how at the beginning, Jonathan, before you go into your offer, you tell them exactly what they're going to be getting. You're not dealing with this. You're not having this, this, and this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Love it. It's good. When he said 230, in my head I was like, I may not be your buyer at 230, Carlos. I really do like you. I like the conversation we had, but 230 is just I can't make it happen with my team. I gave you my max at 220, and I could come up maybe $1,000 just to make you feel better about it. But at 230 or really anywhere close to that, I won't be your buyer because he dragged you from 200 to 228 when he was at 230. Also, you came in $2,000 below what he's asking. My thing is, if we're in a $5,000 window of what I'll pay and what you want, I'm just gonna go because I don't want there to be any friction. I don't want to lose a deal over $5,000.
Yeah.
So 10,000, let's talk about it. Let's fix it. But $5,000, let's just make it work. And like you said, you might have to come out of pocket. If I have to, $5,000 wholesale fee is better than zero.
Right. So
10,000 wholesale fee is better than zero. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So my max, my MAO was actually 234.
How did you get that? Because I looked at it and I'm like, damn, my boy is overpaying for this property.
Yeah, so my MAO was 234 because the ARV was 287. So we'll just call it 290 if it's you're not gonna list this property at 287. You're gonna list it at 289.9 or you're gonna list it at 290.
Yeah.
So at the 30K rehab, 234 plus the 30K rehab, that puts you at 264. But we got it at 228. And again, you're right. I jumped my margins when I was coming up was a bit high. So Carlos, if you were taking anything from that, don't come up as high as much as I did at a time. So my mistake was I came up to 220 too fast. I should have came up to 215 and then or 210 and then worked my way up to 220 and capped out at 225. I really wanted to stay at 225, but I made it seem like the extra $3,000 at 228 was going to be me coming out of pocket to make the deal work. So, but at 228 minus, at 228 plus the 30 grand, 228 plus the 30 grand in rehab, that puts you at 258. And then you're gonna sell this thing for 290. It leaves you 32 grand in profit, which is not much, but that was that's my offer without seeing the property. So I plan to cut back a little bit post inspection.
Can you walk me through how you got your MAO again?
So it wasn't actually an MAO. What I calculated was if he was to list this property at 260, right? And he paid closing costs and commissions on this property at 260 because he's already 30 grand under the market value. So if he was to list it at 260 and he paid, let's say, in closing costs and commission,
They usually say it costs about 10% to sell your house on the market. So I
right,
was thinking 26 grand.
right. So at 260, and you take away that 26 grand, that put me at that 234. So
So that's how you got it.
yeah, so that wasn't really my MAO per se, but it was basically what I was kind of leveraging to be below, kind of near that 234 area, because, you know, honestly, if I get this property, this is what I'm thinking, because my buyers are different. If I get this property at 228, I could sell it to a fund for 240 if the ARV
See,
is
that's what it
290.
is. You're thinking about funds and they're gonna just rent. So okay. That
I
makes
can sell this to a fund at 240 if the ARV if it's worth about 290.
Got you. Okay.
that makes sense.
Because listen, a fund's rehab, a $30,000 rehab is gonna put that property in flip ready condition. A fund's rehab is gonna be about 15 grand. They're gonna clean the property, put new paint, put new carpet, and call it a day, and put a
Right.
tenant in there.
Yeah, and rent
So
it. Yeah, that makes
at
sense.
228, you put 15 grand into it. 243. So if I sell it to them at 240, and they put in 250, I mean, they put in 15 grand, they're at 255, and and it's worth about 290, they'll buy that.
That makes sense. I like it. Carlos, you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Jada, I know you like taking notes. You want me to take it? All right, give me a call, my man.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, hello. Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
How's it going, man? I'm out in the yard cleaning up these flowers.
Okay, nicely, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, well, I just wanted to go over what we were talking about the last time, man. I know you wanted 260 as the asking price for your property. And I really want to give you the 260, Johnny. But man, I gotta pay closing costs. I gotta do some holdings, brother. The most I'll be able to get you would be 200,000.
200,000, and I said I want 260. Yeah, it's not gonna work, my man.
Oh man, okay. Well, I mean, let's talk about it. What if you could just drop it down a little bit? I mean, I have to do a lot of upgrades to the property. You know, I have to upgrade the kitchen. I have to upgrade the bathrooms. Even the roof needs upgrading. It looks like this property is gonna need about probably like 30,000 in upgrades, plus the closing cost and everything. Man, it's just I want to make 260 work for you, but I mean, work with me, Johnny. Would you be able to come down or talk to me? What are you thinking?
I mean, I was thinking 260, but I mean 250 is where I'm at now. If you got to do all this, then it was 250. Let's make it work.
You know, I would like to make it work, but 250 I'm too tight. You know, so like I told you, say with 30,000 in rehab cost and plus closing costs, man, I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be around to 250, and I'm only gonna, by the time it takes me to do upgrades and by the time it takes me to flip this property, it's gonna take a while, and I'm only gonna make like 2 grand profit, man. I mean, there's just not, but the numbers are too tight for me. I mean, I'll tell you this, can you come down to at least to 235. Can you do that? Would that make it work for you?
35.
Yeah, is the
I,
numbers are
I,
just
hey, I ganked you up 35 grand. That's what I'm talking about. I'm doing pretty good as a negotiator.
Hmm.
Well, look, if you're willing to jump up that much, then you'd be willing to do 240. Let's do 240. Let's write it down and let's go.
240, man. Yeah, you're killing me, John. You're killing me. I mean, I know my business partner is not
It's
gonna.
only 5 grand from where you're at. Um, I just want to walk away with some dignity and feel like I didn't get choked out for 235. 240 really would seal the deal for me.
Wow, man. You know what? I don't think my business partner is gonna associate it. How about 232? I can help you out with 232, and that's me coming out of my pocket just to make you happy, so we could do this deal. If you could come at 232, let's do it right now. You know,
Carlos. Time out, Carlos. This is aside from the conversation. You said 235. Now you just went back to 232.
okay.
So retell me that number. Don't say 232. So yeah, 240 is kind of where I'm at.
Okay. 240. I mean, how about we do 237 and we'll sign it over right now. I'll get you set up and you'll be able to, you'll be able to move past this house and start fresh, man. Let's do it at 237. We'll sign right now.
All right, we can make 237.
Okay, sounds good, Johnny. Well, let me get the agreement ready, and I'm gonna email you, and we could go over it together. What's a good email for you?
123 at 123.123.
123 at 123 123. Okay, Johnny, give me like 15 minutes, and I'll send over an agreement that we could go over. And that way, if you have any questions or concerns about it, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And yeah, let's do this, Johnny.
All right, I appreciate it. I look forward to working with you. All
Right, thank you, Johnny.
Carlos.
Damn, bro, I was writing down numbers and I set the wrong theme, bro. Shit.
Are you good?
Yeah, for me, Carlos, what I wrote down there is you came up too much. You didn't learn from my mistake. I came up 20 grand, you came up 35
35.
grand, bro.
I know,
Like,
man.
you came up way too much. Like,
Yeah.
that was a huge jump, and it just kind of smacked to the seller's face that you were trying to lowball him initially. So
Yeah.
it's you kind of broke trust when you came up 35 grand in an instant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's kind of what I kind of didn't like when I did with your call. And then you made the mistake of coming down 3 grand from 235 to 232, but I'll give you a pass on that. But one of the main things I took from it is during your call, you were mentioning a lot of things that were your problem. And a lot of times the seller does not care about that. So you were mentioning you got to pay closing costs, you got to do rehab, you're not going to make any profit. It was all you.
Yeah.
And a seller doesn't really care about that. They want to know that they're being taken care of because they're going to take a lesser offer than what they actually want. So in my call, I was trying to mention, I want to help you get to the west side. I want to help you go ahead and do what you need to do. So I think in your calls when you're making your offer, let it be known that you are trying to help them more than you are helping yourself. So when you say that you're only going to make 2 grand and you got to pay closing costs and you got to pay all these things, the seller is just hearing, oh man, well, that's your problem,
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm not getting my head chopped off. I'm not losing my shirt by selling you my property for way under market value.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just the main thing. I'll try to just focus on more of trying to solve their problem at the same time, just make it seem like it does have to make sense for you as well. So you don't have to go in too much about what you have to pay and what it's going to cost rehab and what you're going to make, but just make it seem like, you know, I do have to make this make sense on my end as well. As much as I want to help you, Carlos, as much as, you know, I like you and you're a good guy and I want to help you get over to the west side, I do have to make this make sense on my end. So, I mean, at 250, I just can't make it where I probably most likely won't be the buyer for you. But if I can cut out some of the excess steps of going through showings and listing this property and having it sit in the current market with interest rates so high, having it sit for, you know, 60 days, if I can cash you out in the next 30 days, even sooner, probably 21 days, and cover all these closing costs for you, make sure it's as hassle-free as possible for you, do you think that you can, you know, work with me on a better number here?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I couldn't have said it better myself. Jonathan hit pretty much every point that I wanted to hit. So I'm going to shift the conversation somewhere else. At the beginning of the call, I mentioned that I was picking flowers. You completely ignored that and went straight into the offer. You know what I'm saying? So that was I set you up perfectly to ask me, oh, you know, you like gardening or any question about flowers, just so we can start talking personally before we start talking numbers, right?
I missed that too.
Yeah, I told you that, and it completely got ignored and just right into the numbers. So try to, like, when you call, I know when I did my call with you, I was asking questions about something totally different than what we're actually doing, right? Right now we're talking numbers, but sometimes I want to talk about this in the middle of it to try to get your brain off of that for a second. And so you know, like, hey, we're not in a negotiation. This is a partnership. I'm on your side. It's not two people across the table. I'm sitting next to you and we're just trying to work this out. We're talking about X, Y, and Z that has nothing to do with this, but we also know that we're trying to get this done as well. So when something happens like that, be keen and be knowing that, okay, this person said something that I can ask them questions about aside from the numbers that we're trying to get out. So just keep that in mind. But what Jonathan said about your call flow was spot on. It was spot on. This time around, you didn't sound like you were reading from a script. You sounded like you were thinking, and you sounded like you were having a conversation, which was beautiful. So keep it up. Hey, Carlos, thank you for just putting yourself out there. And I know you said you were nervous, but you put yourself out there. You've been open to constructive criticism, and you've even given us some. So that's awesome. You've given, I know me, I can't speak for Jonathan, but I know me, I learned so much from hearing you talk because it made me think about how I can be better, right?
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. You did a fantastic job, Jonathan. Fantastic job.
And I appreciate both you guys.
Carlos, hold on, not Jonathan. Carlos, you did a fantastic job, Carlos.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man, and that was an eye opener, bro. That I was sounding like a robot because I'm telling you, my girlfriend, she told me the same thing. She said sometimes I sound like a scammer. So I was like, oh man, I need to quit off the scripts and actually just go with it.
Yeah, and like I said, the more comfortable you get, the first few you're gonna sound like a robot, and people are gonna hang up on you. But as soon as you know the 4 pillars, right? What are they? What are the 4 pillars?
It's what is it? Condition, timeline, motivation, price.
So you know you need to get those 4 things. And if you get those 4 things out of a conversation, odds are you had a good conversation. So if you know those 4 things, then just have a conversation and make sure you get to each of those 4 things. Now, Jonathan's real seasoned with, no closing costs for you, no real estate commissions, blah, 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 blah. But Jonathan, he didn't learn that overnight. He was probably reading that off a script for his first couple phone calls. But now he knows it like clockwork. He doesn't have to read it. So same thing with you. You're going to have to read the things at first, but then it's going to be ingrained in your brain where you can just start having a conversation. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
I appreciate it.
Proud of you jumping on here, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
For sure, man. It was a good call. I learned a lot, man. I took a lot of notes here. So yeah, but overall, I think we all need to, again, and this is with every wholesaler, we all need to work on getting the offers lower because our offers, they're profitable. Some of them are profitable, but there's much more potential if we can just get better in the negotiation stage. If we can get better in the negotiation, we can make way more money. So that's something that we all need to work on is just getting our offers a bit low. Johnny, you were a bit too high at 285. My offer was only angled towards funds. I wasn't even taking into consideration flipper. If my funds aren't interested, I can't even market this to flippers at that price. And and same thing with you, Carlos. There just wasn't enough margin. So that's something we all need to work on, is just making better offers and being confident about our numbers and what's going to work for us. And don't be afraid to turn down a deal if the numbers doesn't work, because you're saving. Again, these are people, and you don't want to make a name for yourself out there as a time waster, someone who's just going to come out here and waste everyone's time. You want to make sure that you're doing good business as well with these people. So be confident in the numbers and make sure that you know what you're talking about, so that you won't have to tie up contracts for 16 days and terminate at the end.
Yeah. And also too, in those 16 days, you're going to be marketing it. If you're bringing nothing but BS to all these buyers, they don't want to work with you no more. I
Right.
know when I first started out, one of the first buyers that I ever worked with completely soured that relationship by bringing them trash, by bringing them trash, or expecting this person to help me when he's like, look, I'm just looking to buy properties. I'm not a teacher. So either you bring me something good or there's nothing for us to talk about. That was our relationship. And that got soured in the first couple of weeks that I was bringing trash. So the better we get at negotiations, like Jonathan was saying, the better relationships we can build with these buyers because we're bringing them good deals.
Right. And the more we're going to stand out over all the other wholesalers, because our deals actually make sense. That's one thing I like to focus my business on, is not the volume of deals that I'm bringing in, but the quality of deals. So even if I'm not sending my buyers freaking 3 deals every freaking week, at least I'm sending them 1 deal a week that's quality, so that my buyers could have a fucking dog pile fight over this 1 deal rather than 3 deals that nobody wants anything to do with.
Exactly. That's facts. That's facts. Well, gentlemen, listen, I'm gonna get off of here because I gotta finish making this list. But I really appreciate you guys taking the time this morning and just kind of running through this with each other. And like I said, I learned a lot just from this call and every call. Honestly, I learned a lot. But this was a good session right here. This was a really good session, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's run it again when Dorian and them are in as well, so we can
Okay.
just have some more perspective. But yeah, this was a great call, man. Let's do it
Yeah,
again.
a bunch everybody was jumping in the group yesterday talking about, oh yeah, bet. But Dorian did text me. He's like, he's in church right now.
Yeah.
So I have to do it later in the day on Sundays if this might be a thing. My boy David, I'm gonna give him a call because me and him used to do these cold calls at this time for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And then I just fell off. That was completely my fault. So I'm gonna give him a call and see if he's willing to get in here. And then who else was in the group saying they'll come?
I think a guy named Vic.
Vic, yeah.
Yeah.
So Vic was the only one. But Dorian, he said he's at church. So if we get Vic and Dorian in here again, just more voices. Kishana's gonna be listening to me all day on Monday, make phone calls because she's in my market and she's just trying to learn. So I said, hey, like we'll be on the phone all day. You can just hear me make phone calls. And then also sent her like one of my old lists just so she can practice hearing no, because that's what you need in wholesale. So hopefully next time she'll get in with something to contribute to the group instead of just listening to how people like us communicate.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, Johnny, next time we do one of these calls, I will also want to invite one of my friends who's in Texas as well, who's trying to get into the wholesale game. His name is Vic as well. I want to get him in on one of these calls and see if he can listen in and take some notes, because he's new as well. I sent him a list, and Monday I'm actually doing calls with him, same way you're doing with her. So
awesome. Look, pull up that group chat, copy the invite link, and send it to whoever you want.
For sure.
There's not a, oh, I just want these people in here. No, share this group chat with anybody who's interested. That's how we communicate. If I put the Zoom in and they're like, okay, well, I want to be on the Zoom today, they can just click right in and be in join. So it's one of those things. Everybody gets accepted. There's no problem with anybody. If you ask to be in it, then hey, you're in the group chat, and at least you have access to people who are actually doing it. And you have access to people who are having these conversations.
For sure. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, Johnny, for organizing the call. Appreciate it, Carlos, for giving all the game. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, my boys, y'all have a good one, man.
All right.
Thank y'all.